What happens when a UFO fanatic and a ghost believer team up? Chaos, comedy, and a lot of supernatural craziness. In this video, we're diving into the wild start of Dandadan. This is part 3 of the series, covering episodes 7 to 9. Make sure to check out part 1 and 2 first. The link is in the description. Let's get started. Episode 7 of Dandadan begins with a flashback of acrobatic Silky running around several streets. We then return to the present timeline. Silky attacks Momo, Okarun, Aira, and Turbo Granny. Our heroes dodge Silky's assault and flee. Silky chases our heroes. During the chase, Momo and Okarun split into groups. Silky chases Okarun while he's carrying Aira and separates the two. While Aira is unconscious, Silky tells Aira she wants to devour her. Silky says Aira will become her flesh and blood. Silky tries walking toward Aira but can't. She unknowingly ensnared objects while chasing our heroes. Silky tries freeing herself. Momo uses his psychic abilities to hold Silky down. Okarun uses his full throttle attack to send Silky into a wall. Turbo finds the gold ball and says, Aira died. Momo and Okarun check on Aira. Turbo says it's normal for a regular human to die if a yokai eats them. Momo tells Okarun to perform CPR on Aira while she massages Aira's heart. She tells Turbo to call an ambulance for Aira. Silky wanders toward our heroes. She tells Momo and Okarun she wants to give Aira her aura. She argues this is a better way to bring Aira back to life. Silky snaps her jaw to prove that she means no harm. Momo says she'll work with Silky to save Aira. She tells Okarun to prepare his full throttle attack just in case Silky tricks them. Silky tells Momo to use her powers to connect Silky's aura to Aira's aura. Momo complies. We enter a flashback scene. This is set at a time when Silky was a human. Silky's sleeping somewhere and spots some yen near her bed. She leaves the area and visits an apartment. A little girl greets Silky at the front door. We can assume this is Silky's apartment, and the little girl is her daughter. We receive a montage of Silky working several jobs and helping her daughter practice ballet. Eventually, Silky's daughter gets better at the craft. Silky earns enough money to buy Aira's dress. We receive more moments of the two having fun together. Eventually, two men enter Silky and her daughter's home. Silky's daughter tries to stop the men. One of the men grabs Silky's daughter. Silky tries to stop them, but the man pushes her aside. The men kidnap Silky's daughter, take some money, and depart. Seconds later, Silky gets up, flees her home, and looks for the men and Silky. Then we see Silky performing ballet while pondering her daughter's whereabouts. Silky falls. Then, we see Silky in a space enveloped in light. This version of Silky is a spirit. A younger Aira grabs Silky's shirt. Aira refers to Silky as her mother. Aira's father tells Aira to come to him. Aira tells her father she thought Silky was her mother. Aira's father tells Aira that Aira's real mother isn't around here. Then, Aira's father downplays Aira's real mother's death. He tells Aira her mother has gone to a faraway place. Aira and her father visit Aira's mother. Her mother is lying dead in a casket. As Aira and her father depart, Silky mistakes Aira for her real daughter. Silky vows to protect Aira so that no one harms her again. Aira regains consciousness. Silky apologizes to Aira and promises to end everything. The former's body deteriorates, and Momo wonders why. Turbo says Silky's deteriorating because she lost her aura. She argues Silky will visit the void since she's dying with regrets. Before Silky perishes, Aira hugs Silky and tells her she loves her. Silky vanishes. The episode ends with Aira promising never to forget Silky. Episode 8 of Dandadan begins with Momo and the others eating at Momo's home. Momo understands Aira doesn't like her because Momo dropped a washtub on her head. At the same time, Momo says she doesn't want to become best buddies with Aira. Nonetheless, Momo apologizes to Aira and asks Aira to apologize to Okarun. Aira tells Momo she's after her because she thinks she's a demon. Several arguments ensue between everyone. Before Aira departs, she asks Okarun why he saved her. Okarun tells Aira he doesn't have a reason. However, Okarun says anyone would save someone who is in trouble. Aira realizes Okarun has a human heart and promises to free Okarun from Momo's control. Aira departs and develops feelings for Okarun. After that, Momo, Seiko, and Turbo Granny Put Okarun's gold ball back in its proper place. Momo and Okarun head to school and chat in the hallway. Momo wants to meet after school, but Okarun says he can't. Momo understands. She has lunch with her friends in class. Momo and her friends discuss Okarun's activities. Her friends argue that Okarun may have fallen in love with another girl. Momo ponders her friend's remarks. She leaves to buy herself and one of her friends a drink. Momo notices Okarun towering over Aira's body seconds later. We enter a flashback. In it, Okarun is exercising. Okarun wants to get stronger to protect Momo. Aira arrives and tries to kiss Okarun. Okarun pushes Aira away. Aira tells Okarun that she read a book that taught her how to confess to people. Eventually, Okarun and Aira end up in the position Momo found them in. Momo walks away. Okarun follows Momo and wants to resolve this misunderstanding. Momo refuses to listen to Okarun and returns to class. She can't get the thought of Okarun and Aira's incident out of her head. Later in the day, we see Okarun pondering everything over at school. He hears Aira scream and looks for her. Okarun finds Aira, and Aira wonders what's happening. Meanwhile, Momo is alone in a different hallway. Momo hears something in the distance and hides. An aquatic dinosaur is in the hallway. The creature fires an energy beam from its mouth and departs. Meanwhile, Okarun tells Aira that he was in a situation like this before. Okarun says everything went to normal after he and Momo defeated the creature responsible for putting them in that closed space. He also tells Aira that the aliens he and Momo encountered were after human reproductive organs. Then, the two encounter an anthropomorphic shrimp with boxing gloves. Okarun transforms and saves Aira. He tells Aira to flee. Then, the Serpoians arrive. Okarun is left defenseless and tells Aira to flee. One of the Serpoians pushes Aira away with their powers. The Serpoians claim only those with high spirituality can enter the void space. The Serpoians still want humans' banana organs. They also want to experiment on Okarun because his abilities surpass their scientific technology. They also want to transplant his abilities to themselves. The Serpoians lift Okarun in the air with their powers. Aira transforms and uses her powers to bind the Serpoians with her hair. The episode ends with Aira telling the Serpoians to let go of Okarun. Episode 9 of Dandadan begins with Okarun mistaking Aira for acrobatic Silky. Then, a Serpoian tells Aira he wants Aira's banana organ. Okarun scurries to a classroom while Aira fights a Serpoian and the boxing shrimp. During the fight, one of the Serpoians uses his psychic powers to slam Aira against a wall. The Serpoian reiterates that it wants to take Aira's banana organ. The boxing shrimp punches Aira, sending her to the classroom. Okarun heads to Aira's side and transforms. The Serpoians combine their psychokinetic abilities to trap Okarun and Aira in the awesome zone. They tell our heroes that it's impossible to transform or stand in this zone. The Serpoians claim they can't enter the zone. They want the boxing shrimp to pummel them. Okarun transforms and escapes the awesome zone. The Serpoians realize Momo arrived while they were distracted and repelled their powers. Okarun and Aira join Momo. Momo's surprised by Aira's acrobatic Silky-like appearance. The Serpoians use this opportunity to harm Momo and use their psychokinesis powers on Aira and Okarun. Then, one Serpoian heads to the boxing shrimp and injects him with something. The boxing shrimp takes on a new form and attacks Aira and Okarun. Momo stands up and assists her friends. Aira and Okarun fight the boxing shrimp. However, Momo, Aira, and Okarun struggle to work together because of Momo's jealousy. Then, water envelops the area. Momo spots the water dinosaur she saw in episode 8. Okarun confirms the dinosaur is the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie. Momo swims away because she can't stand Okarun and Aira's flirting. Meanwhile, Nessie destroys one of the Serpoians with its laser beam. At the same time, the boxing shrimp attacks Aira. Okarun and Momo flee, and the former refers to the boxing shrimp as a Mantesian. The Mantesian confirms its attacks are stronger in the water. However, the Mantesian can't breathe underwater for too long. Okarun tries developing a battle strategy with Momo. Momo ignores the plan and rants about Okarun's incident with Aira. Okarun tries to clear up the misunderstanding. After that, Momo and Okarun rescue Aira and head to a new classroom. Momo helps Aira regain consciousness. Momo tells Aira she and her should remove their clothes to combat water resistance. Meanwhile, the Mantesian apologizes to the Serpoians. The Mantesian realizes Nessie killed another Serpoian. The remaining Serpoian tells the Mantesian that Nessie is strong but stupid. The Serpoian wants to use his body cable to merge with Nessie and the Mantesian. Momo, Okarun, and Era head into the water and spot Nessie. Nessie merged with the Serpoian and Mantesian. Momo says they should break Nessie's neck so it can't fire lasers anymore. Despite struggling, Momo and Okarun defeat their combined foe. Everything returns to normal. Okarun and Momo's classmates spot them hugging each other on the ground. Embarrassed, Okarun and Momo flee the area. Ira joins them. The episode ends with their classmates wondering why they're all naked. That's it for episodes 7 to 9 of Dandadan. The action is only getting more intense, and there's so much more to uncover. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated for the next part. See you in the next video.